Hello, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. I was out of town, so unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to play this weekend, but I hope it went well for all of you. Unfortunately, being out of town, having to go out of town also meant I did not get my second video last week done, so I think I owe you guys 3 videos this week. And SniperSon / Fallen Angel offered to help me out with that, so we have a replay from him to review today, doing the Su-10 bomber, and I told him this would be interesting for me, a great learning experience. I know he's a pretty good bomber pilot, and I know I haven't even played a Tier 10 bomber yet, so we get to see a little bit of him in action, and from what I understand, this is going to be a comeback battle, so we're going to keep a close eye on what he does and how he does it. So it looks like a double plant map. That's awesome for him. Let's see. Let's just go back real quick and look briefly at who we got. So it looks like it's just going to be a 1v1, the Su-10 against the F-131. So 2 specialized Tier 10 bombers facing off against each other. That's good. That's a balanced match, and it should be interesting to see kind of where this lands. I think they're going to want to pivot back and forth between the mining plants across the middle, right? Capping the rocket base as well. So we'll see what happens. Does the Su-10 have a forward-firing gun? Say if so, you could maybe because I imagine the 131 is going to be doing the same, right? So maybe some back and forth strafing passes. I don't know if that's a viable thing or not, but maybe tearing off a little bit of HP will be helpful. So no surprise here, we're going to go for the first of the 2 mining plants, and speed, dive, awesome, capping out at 862, interesting. This ought to be good, because I'm pretty sure he's going to try and one pass the zone here, so I want to see how he does this. So 3 potatoes in the middle, 1 there, 2 there, holds on to 2. Alright, so that was a 1 pass, right, using 6 of the 8 bombs. And this is one of the things that, by the way, makes Tier 10 bombers as powerful as they are. So in other games we have time to kill, so first-person shooters, that sort of thing, time to kill, TTK. How long does it take you? If you're shooting someone, how long does it take you from their full health to nothingness, right? Well, in World of Warplanes, you need to think about things in terms of time to cap, because you can only win the game by capping zones, not by shooting people down. So the question becomes, how long does it take you to cap a zone? The last 2 potatoes there, interesting. So he's just going to move on and try and get enough capture points in this zone to maybe prevent its capture or negate it in some way, and then move on and try and take the other plant. Interesting. Okay. So anyway, time to cap is very short for Tier 10. It's very short for bombers, period, but especially Tier 10 bombers. The higher up the tiers you go, the more quickly you get to fast cap time. And you saw in that with 1 pass, essentially it's 30 seconds or so to cap a zone. And that's what makes higher tier bombers more powerful, is they're faster, right? So lower tier bombers still can cap a zone in 1 pass in a lot of cases, but they need more time to get from zone to zone, so they're more vulnerable. In we go. His reload is right up in time. I guess 3 in the middle again. I think that's what we saw him do the first time. Yep. 2 here. Yep, 2 there. And he's holding on to 3 this time. I assume for another pass. Yeah, probably on one of these mid-sized targets. Although I don't know that gets you another 50. 2 there, 1 there, 30 plus 20, 50, okay. Although they got ground attackers in the zone, so that helps. Man, he's got to worry about a couple of reds chasing him here. Oh, look, yeah. Have we seen another bomber yet? We have not. So one of those being the Focke-Wulf 252. But the guns on the Su-10 are extremely powerful. These are great rear-facing cannons, great range. Look, we're at 1,000 meters and we're still popping with them, right? And you heard the crit sound a couple of times in there as well. The Su-10 also, as I understand it, good at coming in and hitting these low-level runs. Yeah, he's just going to gain speed. That's interesting. All right, so it's kind of a, not yo-yo in the sense of tactical maneuver, but yo-yo in the sense of changing altitude to buy time on the bombing reload. 1 per pop. 2 here in the middle. there. So this is a bunch of small potato drops to get the captures. Excellent. So he's already up by 100, which is pretty awesome. And you know, that high-low altitude, so gaining altitude to, and he's doing a form of energy fighting there, right? He's banking speed in the form of altitude, and then using that to run through the zone as quickly as possible, missing defenders and not having to deal with enemy aircraft. So a good, smart defensive way of flying, for sure. And you know, even Tier 10 bombers have a little bit of vulnerability if enemy heavy fighters decide to chase them, especially if it's player control. And in this case, we've got, you know, multi-roll, looks like an F-84 there. And he's going to knock him down. Winged Legend just popped up, you saw already. So we're only halfway through the match, and he's already at 15,000 points. And these are just one pass in these zones. He's going around the outside of the zone, also very smart, because if he dies here for some reason, no capture points lost, right? Don't want to do that. But disaster. So let's pause for a second here. This is I'm commenting on this as I'm going through with you. Even though he has been up to this point, you know, for whatever reason in the passing of the zones, he has fallen behind. So yeah, that means the F-131 is capping faster than him, or maybe the bots have a little bit of an edge, you know, for whatever reason. There was a brief moment there where we went into supremacy, right? Before coming back into this, it looks like. Yeah, so the other mine just got captured by friendly planes. Goodness gracious. So even doing your best, you know, fighting this way, you have to be careful, it looks like. All right, so he's going to do the two mediums here and then make a second run and grab that middle capture point, which I believe is worth 80. Small ones are worth 20, mediums are worth 30 or 40 or 50, I think, depending on size, and I'm pretty sure the one in the middle is worth 80. So, and at that range, low altitude, you know, just, you don't need the bomb sight, right? And he's just capped the zone, that's good. So it's locked for another 20 seconds, which is good, because he might go down right here. Awesome. Obviously has the nose up key, right? Slaved to the keyboard to be able to get that nose up while still controlling the turret. And those turret controls are very tricky to handle. And down due to a bot 228. And as you can see, that hurts because now he's down 100 points. Thankfully, the bots have grabbed another zone. But you know, as fast as he's flipping them, the EF-131 is also flipping him. And that is painful. And if you go down, you know, looks like the enemy went down to down here in the corner. You can see the EF-131 went down to the P228. So good. He's on a reset timer as well, and Sniper's actually going to get out before him. So this will be good. He'll have a chance to, you know, 10, 20, maybe 30-second lead on recapping these zones, right? Taking them out from under the EF-131. Looks like 867, 868 might be the capped out dive speed of the Su-10 here. Not as familiar with their statistics. Oh, nice run. So he's got a couple potatoes everywhere. And again, enough to flip the zone in one pass. So even with specialized bomber versus specialized bomber, there's a lot of capping going on. This could be, what, 20 or 30,000 personal point match at the end of the day when they finally conclude it. So, because it's going to go to 800 cap points. He's behind, but at the rate of capture, it's not unthinkable that he can pull off a comeback here, right? So we're in the zone, only 80 points to finish this one off. So how's he gonna? So he's gonna do 2 in the middle, which is gonna get him about 40 points. Good, awesome. 60, it might have been 60 that he had left, and the military base was worth 60. So. And now he's up 3-1. See, this was a little bit of breathing room he needed, right? It's going to be a disaster if this heavy fighter kicks him out, though. All right, looks like he's avoided him for the time being, which is good. We are at squall line, so anyone who goes down is going down for good at this point. Let's find some time on the reload. Oh, and the heavy's back on him again. And the good news is, since he respawned, he's got a pretty solid set of hit points there, right? Heavy has passed over him. So he's going to get kind of a diagonal here. Alright. So he's going to be able to swing back around like we've seen him do before and cap this one as well. And when he does that, he may have a few moments of supremacy, depending on how things go. Let's see what happens here. No, your military base just flipped. So, both of the enemy heavies are over here. 4 enemy planes are over here, so he's going to want to get out as fast as he can. Nice thing about the Su-10, it does have, you know, both of those guns, and if you get the angle right, you can see him nosing up there. I've watched some. Oh, Marcelo just went down to the enemy bot, so this is it. He's right. He saw that in chat there. This is his chance to flip everything and get it right. Assuming he can avoid these heavies and get stuff done. Anyway, the Su-10 has a double set of turrets. 4 of these 23 millimeters, which is awesome. By the way, something I learned from VBAT's videos, and you know, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but if not, this is a good opportunity to tell you. Generally speaking, bot aircraft, if you crit them with a tail gunner, they will pull off their attack. So that's one of the reasons you want that crit skill that you can get from your skill tree. Is that you want to be able to get the enemy bots off of you faster. Sometimes that's the best defense you can come up with, right? Ooh. Nice. Alright, so we got 60 seconds here to cap the other zone. There's still 2 heavies behind him on the map. I'm surprised he has an F7 to call for help. I'd be hammering that F7 key right now, like, help me. He's getting a little bit of passive regen, and yeah, he's getting that altitude up here. Oh, Eagle got him. The draw, 800, 800. Look at that madness. It's a 34,000 point match. And ending in a draw, 800, 800. I get why you sent this to me now. Wow. That just goes to show you, you know what, while the tier 10 bombers are overpowered in the you know, overall meta of the game, they are fairly balanced against one another. So, you know, you log into a match and, you know, there's only one of those 2 on your side, different one on the other side. Doesn't seem to matter. They're both pretty excellent aircraft here. So that's interesting, and that's a hard map for bombers in the sense, even though it's double mining plant, that's obviously what bombers want. But having to run that murderer's row between the 2 mining plants and the military base is difficult when you don't have you know, another human pilot to kind of help you with things or be a deterrent. So that's pretty awesome, I would say. Pretty darn awesome. 33,000. Wow. So I wish I don't think we have the end cap screen here. I don't want to run you guys into a black screen as I have done before, so we're going to leave it right there for now. But pretty awesome. Anyway, so this is also you know, a good reminder of why you should, the ABCs of World Warplanes, ABC, always be capping. You know, in a match like this, you got to cap fast to be able to catch up. And you know, the higher up in the tiers you are, the more quickly you need to be flipping zones to be able to keep up and hopefully get a win in the game. And so whether it's you know, whatever else it is, and obviously other aircraft outside of bombers have a much lower time to cap. It's one of the reasons they have a hard time keeping up with bombers at tier 10 is there's more circumstances in place that need to fall into line to be able to flip the zone. So think about it this way. When Sniper comes in, you see him lining up on those zones, right? Especially the mining plants. Those targets don't change. They're not randomized every time the base is built, right? So you can run the same pattern. You can learn those patterns. You can get really good at them. Whereas if you're flying, let's say, a light fighter and you're trying to get through a zone quickly, you know, the bot patterns are randomized because they're maybe engaging other aircraft, they, you know, different patterns depending on who's in the zone, whatever else. So there's no single attack run. So what happens with bombers is they're incredibly efficient, right? That time to cap is very low. They're efficient cappers, and so you really have to be careful. You know, I'm still curious to this day what a full 12v12 with no bots would look like. How that might play out in random battles to get everybody together. You know, would there be headhunting of bombers? Would bombers be as effective? Would friendly heavy fighters escort them maybe? Or friendly light fighters escort them? You know, what kind of meta might evolve in a true 12v12 human match? I would love to get that going sometime and see. It'd be fascinating. So anyway, great match, Sniper. Fantastic flying on the Su-10. I think I learned a few things today with the up and down, with making sure that I've got nose up slaved so I can get good cannon shots on, and just that constant pace of capping. Just go, 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 go. So you guys saw an expert pilot at work today, and I hope you enjoyed it. It was certainly worthwhile. So what do I have later in this week for you? 2 videos. One, I'm going to do a video on some of the mods that I use. And in particular, we're going to talk one final time about the Clouds mod and the controversy surrounding it. And I've got some really good footage to show you around that, so you can kind of see what the discussion is about. And then on the third video of the week, depending on how the second video goes, I've got 1 of 2 choices on that one. We're either going to do a guide to the Messerschmitt 109 TL, the Tier 8 premium multi-role for Germany, which is an excellent aircraft, and you've seen me fly it once, but I'll do kind of a more in-depth guide on it. Or we might I have a couple of 1.x recordings I've been hoarding of my flying in 1.x before the changeover to World Warplanes 2.0. And so I thought it might be fun to go back in time and see what things were like in the first couple of years of the game, and do a commentary for that match as well. So I hope you guys are having a great week. I'm curious to see what comes up in a couple of days for the March specials, what kind of new things drop for us. I don't know about y'all, but my hangar still desires an F-82, and it still desires I don't know, what's the BV-203, right? The German Tier 8 Heavy. I didn't want to buy loot boxes for that at Christmas, so I doubt it's coming back up again. But it's always a couple of premiums on my radar. I still don't have the 109 E3, so that's a very short list, but distinguished. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. Hope you enjoy it. I should be on a little bit more this week, but it is a very busy time of year for me. The next couple of weekends are shot, and the weeks aren't much better. So I'm going to try and get that 2 videos to you every week, but don't be surprised if they're a little shorter videos and maybe not quite as in depth as before. And so again, because of that, indebted to SniperSon for lending me a replay to go over today. And again, if you guys have replays you want me to do, I'm more than happy to do that. Do some reviews, backseat you and see what's going on, point out all the awesome things that you do, and maybe some things that can be that you didn't see the first time you went through it. So have a great time flying in the air. Good luck to you. Happy hunting. And if you see me, be sure to wave hi. And if you're enjoying the channel, give a thumbs up, like, subscribe to the channel so you can make sure you can catch the next one when it comes out. Y'all have a great week. Catch you later.